pretty good. How about you?
Doing good.
We're glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us for Black History Month
No problem. Thanks
and
for having
allowing
me.
us to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
So
appreciate
thank
that.
you for joining us for this, because I know you guys have a busy schedule. I can tell by looking at your Instagram. Deep down inside, I'm jealous, so I'm just putting it out there.
Oh, no, we won't believe that.
We wanted to be the Black Merton Marcus, but you guys have kind of beat us to it. So I'm
There's still room
happy
for-
about this
for all of
dynamic
us.
duo. So what's been going on with you fellas? What's been happening?
actually, this month has been pretty much of a break month for us, which we really, really needed. Yeah, we really, really needed this. So
Boo
I feel
fucking who?
Yeah.
So it's been really cool. Like, I mean, well, I guess it's kind of been on and off because it's been more post-production this month. Like, everybody's trying to get their photos in, which is good because it's a moment where we're not really traveling, so we have more time to just like devote to making sure everything is up to snuff, basically.
Yeah, and just kind of like doing some like self-reflection, pouring back into ourselves, get some inspiration, all of that
Sleep.
type of stuff.
So
Yeah,
he's the Zen one?
For me,
Yeah, you're the Zen guy?
we share it. It depends. Dante is more feeling, thought, spiritual. I've taken a lot of his spirituality. I'm more of the logistical, analytical thinker type of person.
Wow.
Okay.
It's like reverse.
Because everybody
Yeah.
can't be Zenful because shit won't get done.
No.
Yeah,
Everybody be woo-sign all over the place. Woo-sign.
exactly.
How can we start this? Because I already know about you guys and I know about your work, but how did you guys get together and how did you evolve to this?
Okay.
You could do the get together part.
All right. So what happened was April of 2018, I was asked to do this campaign, and they were telling me that, hey, like, you really need somebody to assist you on this. And I was like, nah, I'm just doing stuff myself. So I'm like, I'm good, just having me. And they were like, no, you really need to get one. And so I put out a post on Instagram. Ahmad was the first one to answer. And as soon as he answered, I immediately took it down because I was like, this dude is fired. Like, I know I'm going to be good. That's all I need. So I just immediately deleted the post and called it a day. And so we just started, like, talking from there. And
So what if I came behind him?
It didn't matter.
What if they came behind him?
Yeah, but see, y'all wouldn't have seen the post.
Yeah, he definitely took it down.
It was so quick. But the funny part is we shot at the same like co-working studio space, but we never knew. We were like doors down. So one day I was coming out the bathroom and he was coming down the stairs and we just bumped into each other our first time meeting. And then we just like, oh, what's up? I guess I'll see you in a couple days. And he was like, yeah. So then at the shoot, we kind of like, we became close really quick. And everybody was like, yo, how long have y'all been friends? Seems like y'all been friends for years. And we're like, nah, we just met a couple days ago.
Yeah.
They said the same about us.
Yeah. And I mean, like, since then we kind of like just extended to working on each other's shoots and coming to assist just as peers and as brothers. And then from there, like, we kind of like had an idea of just approaching one shoot together. We loved it. We enjoyed working together, of course. And that extended into us like really taking this seriously into being like a duo. And then like years later, we're here.
Boom.
That's a fast track.
That's amazing.
So how do you evolve your shoots? Like he's a thinker. So he'll sit up here and he'll overthink the shoot and all this stuff.
I'm the thinking, the creative one.
And I'm the logistics one.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of, generally it depends on if we have a client brief or if we're just pitching something. But usually I let Dante take the first round of kind of like stabbing at the creative.
So we usually try to use like Keynote when we make a mood board. So I'm really the one that's like literally throwing everything on a mood board that I see that I think fits. And so then I give it to him. He's the one that organizes it and then fills in the missing spots and like take everything out that needs to be taken out.
Okay.
Yeah. So we kind of like go in and generally if he's like I'm stuck on the rest of this, I'll just come in and fill in the rest of the creative or flesh out why it might be getting stuck because we need to organize it a little bit.
Wow. So go ahead. No, go.
So my question is, how we work together is, if he's the point man, he's the lead, I'm the assistant. and then vice versa. If I'm the one, the point man, then he becomes the assistant. Do you guys work that way as well?
No, I think we work totally equal because we are managed. A lot of times we're not the point people at all. Our agent is, but once we get on set, we do allow one of us to maybe shoot a look or be the lead on the project. In that this may be something that is more portraiture based, that's Donte's strong suit, or maybe something that's a little bit more Spitfire, where it's like super advertising based or more fashion based, where that's more my lane. So and then we kind of like pick up and trade off on that end, but we both tend to shoot on the same set, or for the same client for sure.
That's pretty much what we do.
Yeah, because most of the time, if it's like a commercial job, like I get bored easily doing commercial jobs. And so, but he's like the more just going like things have to be a certain way when you're shooting commercial jobs. I'm just like, I want to move. So he's really good with the commercial. I'm good with like looking at the photos. I'm good with talking to the client, making sure everybody is good. But then when it flips, like you said, when it's like a portraiture time, like if we're shooting for like maybe like GQ or something like that, then it's like I may be the person, because I'm more sort of person like talking to the muse or the talent, whoever we're shooting at that time, and building that relationship with them for both of us, so that by the time the shoot comes to a close, like everybody's really familiar. And I'm like, okay, cool. So y'all both are doing it then. It's like, yes.
Yeah, everybody ends up saying that, like, oh, you guys both shoot, you both interact, you both kind of manage everything.
Okay, so it makes sense. Okay, so it makes sense. No, I'm looking like your process is the same as ours.
Same exact as ours.
Same way. That's crazy.
We just need you to stay the fuck out of LA.
Like that's our second home.
Yeah,
that is our.
Sorry.
Dante's into music also. Dante is a performer and he's a producer. So I see you watch a video. So it's like, oh, music, got it.
Yeah.
So did music get you into photography, or how did you both get into photography? Let's start with that.
I am an introvert. I do not like showing myself or showing who I am or anything. So
believe it or not, this is my first time actually seeing you.
Yeah,
like that's a lot. It makes it really difficult when we have to send photos of us, because he never wanted to take any.
I never take photos. So photography was my way of speaking. It was my like voice. So like growing up, I would just do like self portraits or do portraits of like my friends or school and stuff. And then in college, I went to college for biology and math, and it became my kind of escape. So it was just a way to like have fun, like let my hair down.
I'm sorry, biology and math was your escape, and that's where you had fun?
No, so no, the opposite. Biology and math is what I went to school for, but photography and creative, anything was my escape, because that stuff is very monotonous, but again, because I process very well, it was easy for me, but it's very monotonous and I could not live my life like that. So I kind of was like, okay, well, I'm going to pivot to being like full-time professional. That's kind of how I got into it.
Oh, nice.
And you, sir?
And with me, I wanted to be an actor at first, and it just did not work out. So I was like, all right, if I can't be in front of the camera, I'll just be behind the camera. And everything just kind of like fell in place after that. That's when Tumblr was really huge. Back then is when I made that decision. So I really was immersed in just, the early 2000s, 1990s fashion editorials and stuff like that. So I studied those, and I studied what that quality was and what I wanted for myself. And then just began to grow from there. And I officially started doing photography like as soon as I entered college, which was around 2013. And then started taking it seriously around 2015 when I got like my first job in my sophomore year. And then I think once I graduated, it just kind of came like, I'm gonna have to do this full time. I was like, I didn't want to get a 9-to-5 because that just wasn't for me. I had a 9-to-5 when I was in college, and I was just like, being at a desk just doesn't work, especially for this reason. And so 2018 went full-fledged, full force as a portrait photographer, and then bumped into this guy and we started doing it together.
Yeah. Nice.
Answered you the question. So let's talk about this. So you guys met, and how did you organically form into this? Because it's like it just like you one Monday you woke up, there was a pot in your bed, and then you had a mod, and then it was a business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like your aesthetic and all that stuff.
It seems organic.
It seems really organic.
It seems organic.
It is.
Have there ever been any I don't want to shoot it that way?
I think we kind of feel through it. So on set, for one, it's definitely organic. And I think we have been able to develop this kind of like symbiotic intuition, kind of.
We can
So
tolerate each other.
no, but it's more so like if one of us feels like something is off, then we kind of work through what the off point is. But
and if one of us is off, one of us like take the lead because
yeah.
we be like, okay, I understand why you going.
We have to,
Why
yeah.
you going?
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it has been that. Like it has been that. In terms of look and feel, we kind of share the same inspirations.
Yeah.
We think they're aesthetically think very similar, but from two different standpoints and two different purviews. So whereas I am more full body pullback, wide angle, Dante is very tight emotion
with the eyes,
and stuff like that. And though we do have some crossover in our aesthetic, we have one particular, like we always fight on set about like, can you switch to the wide angle?
Yeah.
Or hey, can you switch back to the beauty lens and stuff?
He stays
like,
wanting to use the 24 to 70. I'm like, look,
I mean, it does.
And you stay at the 85.
Give me the 85 or the 70 to 200.
It
He'd
just
be
does
like,
everything.
oh, it's blurry. It's blurry. I don't care about it being blurry. It's art.
With you're killing me softly by telling me my song. So it's exactly what you're doing right now.
Wow.
Because we go through the same thing
Oh
sometimes.
my God.
And he'll be the pullback, and I'll be in your face. Like the shot would be like this.
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful.
And I love that. That's what I want. It's like, but the whole story can't be just that. So
right. The photo editors be like, where's the outfit?
And then we get into the edit, and the photo editor's like, well, do we have any of the full body look? And I'm like,
no.
Well,
No.
But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of like we do work organically.
As young photographers, you have elevated the stereotype of black photographers, young black photographers.
Well, thank you.
You have incredible, like it seems like you study. I told you that before. Your work seems like you have to study because the aesthetic is there.
Exactly.
We can see the influence. Who are some of your influences on record? Who inspire you?
That depends on the day. I think we have
like our top.
Yeah.
Top.
Okay, let's see if you can do the 5 then.
5? 5.
Do
Okay.
5.
Mario Testino.
Yeah.
Of course.
Dallison Day.
What's funny, I will tell something. I think I want to say I took one of your online, I want to say lighting. It was something that I watched of yours or found of yours on Facebook. And I added you as a friend. You can go back. We are Facebook friends. And that was like maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I discovered your work, and I really was like, there's no way I would ever be able to communicate with him ever in life. Like dead serious. Like never ever.
Wow.
Yeah. But
here we are.
Here we are.
Here. So definitely, we were just wanted to put that on record. We've been a fan of your work for quite some time.
Oh my God, thank you. Don't stop me crying like a boy. But we're on the same page with Mario Testino. Who else? And thank you for that.
No problem.
Nick Knight, Inez Benood, Murray Marcus.
Richard Avedon is a huge influence for us.
There's the last one. I feel like I'm forgetting.
I mean, I think those would definitely be our core. I think we pull in some newer references. There are definitely a lot of people from the newer age of photography that we love.
The new vanguard.
The new vanguard.
The new vanguard. Good. Like
that we love. I think it depends. So he studies, I study as well. I collect coffee table books. So he actually kind of laughs at me, but I'm always like, oh, I just ordered 7 books today. Just going through them. But
and then I have to see what he ordered to make sure I don't order it.
Yeah. And that's what he does.
Or there's been times I order a book, he said, we got that.
We got it already. Yeah. I bought it, and we got a lot. Like,
it's
ridiculous.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. My library is getting pretty vast. Like, I need to really like invest in a stable bookshelf now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we study, but I definitely think those would be the top references for us. But there's probably many more people we're not thinking of off the top.
But you can definitely see it in your work.
You can see the influence in your work.
You can see your work is polished. It says it's a personality.
It's a very mature. It's a very mature look.
Yeah.
It's a very. I've seen I've seen this spirit before. It's not saying I've seen its work before,
No,
but I've seen this spirit and its characteristics, and we thank you for that, because a lot of the young photographers really don't study.
And you can see it in their work.
And they don't study beyond Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think that is an Achilles heel for millennials and people working in the digital ages. They're not looking back to before that, and before Instagram, before the Instagram aesthetic of super edited and retouched, and looking at what the photo editors actually they're inspired by and what they may be interested in. I think that definitely is an Achilles heel. But I think some of them do. I think a lot of people do research and put their own spin on it, so it's not as apparent as what their references are. But it's a balance there for sure.
I mean, I think one of the things that's probably our problem that works in our favor sometimes is the fact that we can be major perfectionists a lot, and so it's like we know what quality should look like, and we know what we want it to look like from us, and so a lot of times we push for that, and if we don't feel like we achieve that, we kind of like,
yeah, we're definitely our worst critics for sure. There's a lot of super critical selectiveness that we go through in choosing shots, and that our edits are very strict and very structured in how we want to present a photo shoot for sure.
Wow, you guys did an amazing job shooting Zendaya, and the few times that I saw you shoot her, which do you guys is it like a relationship with you guys? Is it like, okay, I gotta work with you guys again? Is it like family, or is it just
one gun?
Yeah, no, I think a lot of the people that we work with, we develop that family relationship. Tribute, that's a lot of what Donte has a lead in, is establishing that relationship on set and extending it beyond that first photo shoot. So
you go to Auntie Viola Davis' house?
We haven't been to her house yet, but we definitely, we've shot her 3-4 times now. And a lot of that work hasn't came out yet, but we've shot her a few times. And I think it's important to develop that relationship.
Sure.
I'm not sure that is always the goal for a lot of creatives, but we try to make that a focus for sure.
The thing is, like, what that does is when it comes to a place of where they can choose who they want to shoot their work, they're like, okay, I know who we can trust. I know who is memorable to me, and those things work. And that's why I always encourage people to be themselves. Like, you don't have to be super uptight and stiff. They used to working with those type of people back in the day. So it's like they don't want that anymore. They want people who are more relaxed. So even when catching clips of Viola dancing, just having good fun in the air, just at shoots, and we dancing together, those moments very important. So she's like, okay, I remember. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember the dancing photographer.
I remember the dancing photographer.
What's incredible was you did at the end of 2020 when you did a recap, and that was so ill.
It was amazing.
The behind the scenes was this is dope. I love it.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
I love you bringing out I love that you guys have this blend of fashion and portraiture. It's the same. It's this beautiful blend. You're shooting the fashion, but still you get to see the human. It's really, really beautiful.
Thank you. We're very happy.
Even though you guys, I guarantee, have a distinct style. We have a distinct style. But when the magic comes together, it's like we make beautiful babies.
You guys complement each other so well. And again,
man.
Of all the young photographers, I'm not lying, no lie.
You're a standout.
Definitely outstanding, and definitely one of my favorites. So it comes to a point where it's like, oh shit.
I remember when I saw the photos for Essence, and I saw them on other people's pages, you guys weren't being credited, and that's how
got mad.
I was pissed. I'm like, who's the photographer? The makeup artist? Who's the photographer?
I said, no, they are credited. You have to touch the photo.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
I'm the old man trying to touch the photo. I want to see amazing work in the credits, and it was like, oh. And then I was like, okay, then I calmed down. And then I realized I was already following you guys. I said, okay, I'm cool. Because a lot of the work we see, we don't get credit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so we have to go down this rabbit hole of trying to find out who did what.
Yeah.
I remember this funny story of there's a cover that we did last year, and one of the people on the team then tagged me in it. And so he tagged everybody else except me, and I was like, dang, what did I do? And so we ended up working together. Ahmad and I ended up working with him at a shoot by the end of last year. And he was like, oh, what's going on? Because at that time, I didn't even allow me a little petty. So I was like,
I don't know you.
I don't see you right now. I'm on set. So he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, we worked together before." And I was like, "Oh, we did?
Oh,
Oh, cool."
So wait, who's the petty one here? You and me?
You. I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have that thing.
You know what? I'm an in-your-face kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm not like that. I'll just be like, whatever. You know, they had a bad day. Yeah, whatever. Or I'll be like, hey, tag me. I'm not playing. You see me.
So what happened? So you got petty. What happened?
Oh,
that was it. I mean, I think the next shoot. I mean, I would say like we tend to get tagged more often than not now. But we on at least on our pages, if we're not the first people to tag, when we do post, we tag literally everyone, top to bottom.
That we can think of.
There's literally no one on set that is a part of the team that isn't credited. We try to be very transparent about that because. Just exactly what you said, people are looking for the team and, you know, who's all of the manicurists, the tailor, anything, the retouching, they want to know. And that can be a new opportunity for them. We are definitely community oriented, so we want to promote the team as much as possible and give them those opportunities as well.
So you guys met you put out a post, you guys met, you clicked Essence.
Yeah, what happened?
How does that go?
Yeah,
so
you didn't just go there.
Yeah, so we got to go back. So the catalyst for all of this was I would say City Girls for Billboard. That was the first shoot that we kind of like worked on, not as AB+DM, but just me supporting Donte. And that was Donte's shoot.
That was January. Well,
it was December 2019.
But it came out in January 2020. It was their first issue for Billboard magazine. And so the fact that we ended up doing the last issue of Essence of the year, it's kind of like, it's crazy. But how it happened with that is I had developed a really strong relationship with the photo editors at Billboard. So when I was in New York, I went to go visit them. We had like a 2-hour conversation. They always chatted. We always texted each other, followed up, see how each other was doing and stuff like that. And they were the ones who like always gave me tips on like, you should charge more for this. I don't care if it's a speaker. Add more to your rate for that. Take stuff out of the budget for that. Like everything you could think of.
Nice.
And so one day they texted me. It was like, hey, we have this cover that we want you to do. And I was like, oh shoot, this is my first cover. You know, this is crazy. And so they sent me the call sheet, and I had sent it to Ahmad like, yo, do you see who's on here? Yeah. I'm like, yo, we got City Girls on here, and it says Laura Roach on here. I'm like, bro, we got the legend on here. Like, this is crazy. Yeah. And so we're prepping for the shoot, and we end up meeting him that day, and us and Law just like clicked immediately. So we just were laughing on set. You know, we're very in your face. So as soon as you walk on set, we're gonna be the first ones that you talk to most of the time.
Same here.
Nice.
You know, and so we kind of clicked, and we just kept in touch with them, and then. So as like 2020 started happening,
like COVID, all of that happened.
He hit us up for InStyle.
Yeah, that was like in June, like around June.
So he was just like, "Yo, you know, we have an editor. We have an editor for Zendaya that we want you to shoot." And I'm like, "Okay, like editor, that's cool." We get on a call, and they were like, "Well, it's a September issue cover," and we're like, "Oh."
Okay. Yeah.
And if people don't know, September in any magazine is the most important magazine, straight across the board, and bar none.
Yeah.
So we as we're planning for that, like, you know,
our debut too was the fact we had Kerry Washington and Zendaya on the same month of the September issue. So that was like our debut.
Yeah, and
that's a hell of a debut.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So it was definitely, you know, we're definitely thankful for Law and giving us that opportunity to kick off our career, and InStyle for taking a risk on us, because we didn't have a brand, we didn't have a portfolio that they cared about, because we weren't shooting celebrities or anything.
Like, who are they?
They were just like, who are they? But we got on the call. They were super great. Laura Brown at InStyle is hands down the most amazing person.
We still text and laugh and send
emojis, like,
out there.
Their family for sure. But after that shoot, like, that shoot went pretty viral, because everybody
pretty viral is an understatement, but I'll let you take that.
Well, people really loved it.
When it hit, it was like, we have an assistant, my name Patrick. He was like, "Have you heard of Ahmad and Donte?" And I was like, "What? Who are you talking about?"
Well, I didn't hear about you guys.
He's like, "They're black fashion photographers." I was
We're like, what?
Yeah, and that's what kind of went.
no, let me see. Also, this cover. Oh shit.
And I knew I already knew the reference. I already knew the word, and I was like, oh, y'all did a hell of a homage to that.
So that shoot kind of like spiraled into like literally we were busy for the rest of the year. But we developed relationship with Laws and Gaia, her team. And we kind of started the conversation about Essence in October. They wanted to do this big ode to Danielle Luna. And come up with these ideas and how to kind of spin it and innovate it. And so that's kind of how it started. And when we got to set, it was like full fashion affair, whole day of just working at it.
And beautiful work.
Great work. So how did it feel? I mean, it's like, come on.
Well, that day was a tough day, so we didn't like really feel
birthday.
Yeah, it was his birthday. We shot on his birthday.
Wow, that's a hell of a birthday gift.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting shoot, but afterwards, seeing it all come together, it was just like, we felt like, okay, this is a good shoot.
Like this was like the end of something, but also the start of something.
Yeah.
And we're very number one excited to shoot for a magazine like Essence. Something that people have had in their homes for a very, very long time.
Your parents had that. It's not your parents' magazine anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
And I have to say this. You guys, you JD, I have to give it to Miss Simpson as well. You guys have breathed life back into that magazine because magazine like Essence, we didn't strive to shoot for anymore because they like kind of fell off. You make us want to go back and say, okay, we got to get in Essence now. We got to get into Essence. It went
from being a celebrity
magazine and lifestyle magazine.
When you start saying fashion, it was like, this is different. So you elevated it.
You brought it back. You resuscitated it.
And that's what we're like so honored to even just, do that and have that moment with them. And that's why we wanted to make something that was going to be completely different, but feel really good and true to Essence at the same time. And I think to even, end the year like that, and then to have like Rihanna follow that up and like
that was pretty
nail it home. It was like, Essence is back.
Yeah, they're doing the damn thing.
And now they're gonna start like bringing more of us on board to like do something completely avant-garde. Because like what Lorna Simpson did with Rihanna was incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm like now I can't wait. And I'm like
I was trying to get a hold of her, but I couldn't get a hold of her. So she's like superstar status at the moment.
But even when you think of the process, like Zendaya and Law chose us for that cover, which felt like really good. And then you have Rihanna chose Lorna and wanted Lorna for that cover. She had the same thing to do. She was like, I'm probably going to be able to get in touch with Lorna. Like, what? But now I'm like, I can't wait to see who's going to be next on the cover, who's shooting that cover next, what it's going to look like.
But I mean, I will say to your point, like, it's important for Black creatives to not shy away from shooting for Black publications and doing just that and, innovating. Breathing life into and setting a new path for a lot of these publications too.
I think things has changed though. I'm not gonna say the old guards have left, but
we still here.
They're allowing the younger voice to come in and try some things because without that risk, we wouldn't have got you guys. Wouldn't have got a lot of us coming into JDs and saying that there's a new ways.
And we love JD, by the way.
Yeah,
so do we.
Listen, I'm just excited about what's to come from Black photographers, period. Yeah. We speak about it all day, every day on Clubhouse, but the fact that we're having a voice and we are stepping up and knocking that shit out the park, it's amazing. And again, I love some classical photographers. You guys shoot like you get it. It's like, oh shit, he get it. Yeah. I can't explain it. There's no reason to even like question it. It's like, oh, yep, they got it.
And I think what it also is too is like we need more people like Law Roach in the industry who are helping making the choices
and like Edward for British Vogue.
Yeah. And giving that equity. I mean, like I think because Law has this brand himself in that he's shown and proved time and time again that he can produce an image. Like that's not a problem. So when you have someone like him give a stamp of approval to another creative, they're going to listen. And, that's what he did for us. He's doing it for other people. And that's a part of his identity and mission as well. But we need others to do that. We've definitely we're new to the game, but as much as we can, we try to do that too. Like if we can promote somebody else or give somebody else an opportunity, we want to do that. But there needs to be more people like Law out there for sure.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely. So let me ask you this question. What would be your dream shoot?
That was my next question.
Oh, Lord.
See? What would be your dream shoot and your dream subject?
Yeah. They don't have to be.
They don't have to be the same. So if you have two different answers, that'd be cool.
I think everyone wants a Vogue cover. So I would say U.S. Vogue would be great.
I hate to say this. You're bigger than gotta give it while it's here. Oh, you're bigger than U.S. Vogue. You're better than U.S.
Thank you.
Vogue.
I hear you.
I gotta give you that. They're not ready for guys like you.
Oh, thank you. I would
put that
say
back out there.
Outside of magazine world, it would definitely be a global campaign for like a fashion house that's like just something like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say no names because we can do anybody, but we would definitely want
manifest it, baby, manifest it.
I feel like.
But wait, and the subject, who's the subject?
Rihanna.
Yeah. Every time we think of a subject, we think of someone, Rihanna or someone like Rihanna, in that they're a chameleon and they're creative and would let us have free reign to do anything. And that's kind of our dream type of subject, in that we want to have someone like that.
And I say Rihanna too, because like even when you're watching behind the scenes, she looks fun. You know, like I watched the photo shoot to where like she had slapped somebody in the back of the head, and it's like that's the type of humor I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually had a dream that we photographed Rihanna one day, and then once she was over, y'all had a cookout. So I hope
that's how it starts. That's how it starts. So what's your dream shoot?
Oh man,
or dream project?
Dream project. I feel like I really, really would love to do something with Dior.
Yeah.
Let's manifest it.
Dior or Bulgari.
There you go. We definitely have written those down quite a few times. We love where Dior is going. Like even their latest men's shoot with Raphael Pavarotti. That shoot is amazing. It also showcases Black talent and Black models, Black skin, in a way that has not been done for Dior ever or quite some time. So it's just like, it's great that, you know, even fashion houses within their advertisements, it's going in that direction where it's definitely allowing Black voices to speak life into their brands.
And I love that I can't figure it out. Like no matter how many times I look at it, I'm like, I can't figure out this lighting technique. I can't even figure out the toning technique. I'm like, this is perfect. Something that looks so simple but impossible to do.
Light is light.
It's one of my favorites.
Right, light is light. Hey.
Oh man,
I couldn't help it. You left it open.
The plug.
You left it open for me. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Shameless on me. Beat me. What can I say? Because I'm honestly, I'm at a loss for words really with you guys, because you guys are doing the damn thing. But let me ask you a question. When you went from biology to photography, what did the family say?
My family did not come around to, I would say, supporting my career until a year and a half ago. Of course, my family, they're unconditionally loving, but they were very disappointed because I graduated with honors. It wasn't like I didn't have good grades or wasn't headed to med school or anything like that. So I come from Detroit. That's where my family lives. In Detroit, you can get out in only one or two ways, and being a doctor is one of those ways. So in me saying that I'm not going to go to med school was more so like I'm throwing my life away. Like that's what my family received that as. So they didn't see the behind the scenes work of how lucrative a creative can be. And how lucrative photography is as an industry on multiple levels. They don't understand that. So literally up until about maybe a year and a half ago, they were just like, "Are you okay? Are you still a struggling artist in Atlanta?" But now, you know, they're, of course, now that my work is tangible and, you know, there's things they can go to the grocery store and see our work, they're more supportive and more understanding.
Are they doing that? Are they doing that? I knew you could do this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and for sure, most of my family, my mother, my granddad, they were still supportive and like follow your dreams, be happy, but they also didn't have a perspective of like, okay, when you say photographer, what does that mean? Like, where can you go with that? And even up, I remember my family used to tell me like, oh, are you gonna be a high school portrait photographer? Is that like what you mean? Yeah, no. But it's just like
ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, you're right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But it's just wrong when it ain't your aim. It's like
yeah.
So like when until now, like they can really have a perspective of like when I physically send them magazines home, and I'm like, oh yeah, you can go to this store and get it and stuff like that. They're like, oh my God, wow, like what's happening? So last year was a big year.
What about you, Donte? What about your family?
Oh, they've been supportive from the jump. They're actually over my apartment right now in my bedroom listening, so they don't disturb what's going on. But yeah, they're always like, they're always happy. They have all the magazines at the house. They're always calling us. We pray before every shoot. They call us no matter like what time zone we on. Like they're always making sure that we're good, that we prayed up, that we secured. You know, they've always been very, very supportive and encouraging. You know, just giving us even random phone calls of encouragement.
Yeah, his family has like the biggest hearts. Like I've never met any people that are loving in the way that they are loving, and godly and spiritual, and you know, they're just like a ray of light no matter what room they're entering into, and they've definitely been that for us for sure.
Nice.
But that's what we need, because so many parents don't realize the power of their words and that they can kill a child's dream.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know, thank goodness they didn't kill your dream, but some parents, if you don't support your child, they die.
Yeah.
You know, you may not understand it, but let them live their dream. So, for example, my father would have said to you, thank God he would have said to you, pursue your dream, because medical school will always be there. You can always go back if this doesn't work out for you. So I'm glad that your family was there for you, and I'm glad your family came around, because the world is better for it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it as empty words.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that a part of it is that people like us have to begin to be more transparent about those stories so that parents can get it. And, you know, I think it's important for us to tell our stories, and other Black creatives, other creatives in general, to tell those stories so parents can understand that art isn't synonymous with struggle. Art isn't, any different in any other industry that is a hierarchy. You have to work your way up. You know,
and art isn't a white man's hobby.
Yeah, and you know,
it takes time.
It takes time. Yeah, and I mean, and even with med school, like it's so funny. Like a lot of my friends who are in med school are still struggling, mentally, financially, and it's tough. Med school is tough. Law school is tough. All of these industries are tough. So just like our industry, it's tough. Like you have to have.
To be honest, I feel like photography is like being a corporate job. We have to do presentations.
It's a lot.
We have to present them. We have to be on meetings all the time.
There's a business to it.
Then we got to go to the
Absolutely.
shoot and act professional to a
all
degree.
the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny though, because I think people get confused of how much business is involved into photography, especially when you get to the quote unquote professional level. Like there's contracts you have to understand. There's licensing agreements, talent agreements, non-disclosure agreements, all of those things. So like you got to have your head screwed on pretty tight for this stuff.
Absolutely.
So how did you guys get your agent?
It kind of fell into our lap. Again, everything is organic. But
that's the hate.
Yeah, we're signed. We're also signed to the same agency as Law.
Yeah.
So he helped out majorly with that. And then when it came to working with, they happened the same time around like the end style shoot and the town and country shoot. It got to a point where we were already saying we were assigned to them, and people were just like, why aren't they on the website? And it was just like. Oh shoot! Well, we need to speed this on up.
So like it kind of became like this, like for sure God ordained type of thing. Like it was definitely like this type of orderly steps that seems to just all fall into place. Where it was just like we did the first 2 shoots, it came out because everybody was like, well, let me see more. We want to see more of their work, but there's nowhere to see our work unless it's on our site. But so we had to get up on the only site, and when we got up there, it was just kind of like this whole like domino effect.
Man, we love them so much.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
Pretty
outside of our family, they are the only ones who can take us every single day. Like we literally text them every single day, whether that's just like, you know, following up on what's happening next or what's going
It's mostly
on,
me.
how much this is, how much that is, or you know, hey, how are you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Or like stuff like that. And the fact that they always respond, always fairly happy.
Yeah. We have, you know, Jose and Kent over at the Only and Shara, you know, they've kind of been thrown into our career.
And Jordan, because Jordan says our flight stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like
when it gets hectic for everybody for sure.
Well, again, we are proud of you guys, and we can't wait to see
what's going to come next.
We can't wait to see.
We're excited. We have 2 shoots coming out next that we really, really are excited about. We've been sitting on them for a while.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Like you shoot it Monday, you want to put it out there Tuesday.
Yes, and I mean,
I feel like they're gonna be fair. Both of them are gonna be fairly shocking.
Yeah, both of them. They're completely juxtaposing in other sides of the spectrum. But you know, they are definitely shooting 2 people that deserve their covers. You know, they're definitely history making moments on the covers that they're on. So that is great. You know,
I'm excited.
That's definitely us.
Sure. So let me ask you a question, because you talk about being in your shoots and you talk about it being fun and all that. What has been your most fun shoot?
Yeah. Not favorite, fun.
Not necessarily favorite, but fun.
Fun.
That's hard. We can't say it.
I can
we not the one that you probably would want to say.
not that one, but I can say
the ones that you're allowed to say without the NBA involved.
Right.
I would say Viola Davis for InStyle was the most fun shoot.
Like
we were laughing the whole time. We kind of got into it once, but we were. Other than that, like we were laughing the whole time. We were dancing. The editor-in-chief.
Got into it once. No, we caught that.
So me and Dante are not. We don't argue. Because we are so like in sync. But this day was a tough day because it was like 95 degrees, early morning.
He was in LA.
In LA, yeah.
Oh God,
got it.
Yeah, and so it was just one of those. It was like a little like quick. You tried it, I tried it. Type of thing.
We gotta get back.
So Dante was trying it.
Well, I definitely did try it.
Well, I see Dante doesn't realize sometimes his words, and I don't either. So I'm not willing to dwell on them. So I'm more so like, here are my words, but we have a job to do.
And I also I ain't no punk.
So we just had our words, but that shoot was extremely fun. I would say beyond that one. No, I would agree. I would say that one was fun.
That was really, really
it was literally like beyond the setup part and that little tip. Like we literally were jamming some music the rest of the day.
The editor-in-chief came by and did like a slow-mo video with us in front of a fan.
Yeah.
Like it was literally like I think one of our funnest shoots.
Yeah, it was fun because I think in working with Viola, she's not like stuffy or anything. She's not like she's very collaborative. She's willing to do whatever you want her to do. Her team is, you know, well seasoned, so they're on time, on point. Time like you don't.
That is
you're
so
not waiting.
LA.
Yeah, I know. So because we work with so many teams that were like the opposite. When we got to that shoot, it was like, wait, we don't have to wait 3 hours for the next look. What? So it was like really like fun, easy. We actually like were shooting so much. We wanted to shoot more, but we ran out of sunlight.
And everyone was very loving.
Yeah,
you know, it was one of those sets. And I'm very big on like having the vibe of the shoot be, you know, very happy and positive. And all of them, everybody was like from the top to the bottom. Everybody was loving. Everybody was happy. You know, even when Laura Brown came by, who's the editor-in-chief, like her energy is always up and happy. And that was our first time meeting too. So we like ran to each other in slow motion, and you know, just like that's the type of stuff that we love to do. So like having that on set, a place that's supposed to be work, but it's fun.
Yeah,
you know, that's what we consider like the best thing.
Yeah, I would say like that. And people don't realize like now is the most important time to have client relationships, because most of the time they're not there. So a lot of the shoots that we do, the magazine themselves aren't there. So we are speaking to them via Zoom or via email after the shoot. And so having those connections are important because they remember how easy you make their job. And if you make their job easy, they're more than likely to bring you back.
Because it's not about the photography, it's about the experience.
Yeah.
Because who wants an amazing photograph but have a bad experience?
Yeah. And they remember that experience more. For sure. Like the experience, you remember it. So yeah, I would agree. I would think of the ones that we can speak on so far, that would definitely be the one that was like the easiest, but also the fun and had an impactful. We made a great work for sure.
I mean, plus.
So how old are you guys? Roughly. How old?
Oh, I'm 30. I just turned 30 a month and a half ago.
I'm 26.
Thank you.
Nice.
How old are you, Donte?
26.
26. So let me go back to you at 12 years old. Did you see this for yourself when you were 12 or you were 15?
No.
What did you see then?
I thought I was gonna be an actor.
I was gonna be an anesthesiologist. Like I wanted to be the top Black anesthesiologist in the country.
And that can still happen.
No.
That can still happen. When you put the camera down and then you go into the operating room and you put them to sleep and you put the camera and start shooting.
Carry on. You guys pretty much blew up during COVID, which is really, really weird. Wow. So has it been, I'm sure it hasn't affected business like that, but how is it? Is it like tough shooting? During COVID?
It's usually tough because we have to go through a lot of COVID testing, and it affects like what you can do outside of shooting. So like we're not like, oh, let's go celebrate with our friends or anything because we know we got to take a COVID test next week. But beyond that, it's just a new normal. I think when we first got going, it was like we weren't used to the COVID test. Wait outside, get your results and all that kind of stuff. But now it's like our new normal. Like it's kind of funny. We set a standard now for how our shoots need to run.
Like get off the plane. We got to get COVID tests at the hotel and get COVID tests at the shoot. There was one time I had to get 2 COVID tests in one day.
Yeah.
And I almost lost.
We've had that.
We did. I was like, this is.
It's like we went through one door. They took the COVID test, and then we were on the other side. It's like we're negative. I said, okay, we went on the other side. Stop. Another COVID test. We just took one.
They did. When you got past that, they did the little.
They did the thermometer.
And then wait, there's more. Then we get on set. They like, oh, put a mask on and the shield. It was like, and stay 6 feet apart. It's like, okay, we like what?
That's exactly what it is for us. So we
crazy.
It's this new normal, but of course, you know, it's for everyone's protection and everything.
Absolutely. I remember the one day we had to take 2 tests, and one day I had texted them out. I was like, I can't take this no more. Yeah. I am done. I'm tired of these COVID tests.
Yeah. I think the one time we've taken the most in 1 week, we've taken like 10 or so in 1 week. Because we were doing that.
That's the price of fame. Yeah. So let them ram the sticks up your nose and get you see Auntie Viola, they can ram us here.
Yeah.
As long as I can see Auntie Viola, that's what I'll do. So let me ask you this: when you're by yourself and you just want to shoot for self, what do you guys shoot? What draws you?
Oh, we don't really do that. I think it's because it's like we be tired.
I think before we weren't working so much, it was definitely like, for me, it was movement. Like movement is something that I'm drawn to. I like seeing clothes move. I like seeing people move. And I like body, just the form of the body. So it would probably be something around that. Donte is very portraiture based. He loves eyes.
I love working with people I know.
He loves facial expressions. He loves intimacy in the photographs. Damn. That's the stuff he usually
Donte, it's you and me, baby.
We here.
And me.
We see each other.
It's funny. We people, because first he was my assistant, and then he became my boss. And what would happen is we would actually shoot on the same shoots. And when we first started working together, we would do I would stand in front of the camera, and at this point these are my photos. Yeah. He would stand in front of the camera, and we know these are his photos. So a lot of people say we shot alike until you put our books together.
It was like weird. I don't see it at all.
We'll shoot the same model, right there. I just hand the camera to him.
And it looks completely different.
It's a completely different shoot. So I knew at this point I didn't have to take that shot to say this is my stuff, because he'll shoot a beauty shot, but he'll shoot head, shoulders, and stuff. And again, I'll shoot it, be like,
And so we had this thing where even where the client, it was a complete cheat because we have one shoot, but you have 2 photographers, so it's way more than what you asked for.
Yeah.
And we do things. Dallas is, like you said, into the portrait, into
intimate,
intimate. And I'll be like, okay, let's get this scene. Move that out of the way.
I want to see your hair. Come back.
Yeah, move it here. I need you to do something. Let the hair move. Blow it. I need you to.
Yeah, that's definitely us. And it's kind of funny to see how, you know, similar we are, because that's definitely how we think, and that's kind of how we, even before everything released, that's where we were. We were like, well, let's put together our book. Let's see, like, you know, what images gel, and a lot of our work do gel. And it was mainly because we were on each other's set, helping each other, and all that type of stuff too. So it really just worked. Like, in the end.
Wow.
So what's in the future for you guys?
Yeah.
Videos, movies?
Yeah, we're definitely directing. We want to direct.
Nice.
Getting into motion is something that we both want to do.
We directed one thing that should be coming out soon.
Yeah, it was like a advertising type of thing.
We'll see it. We'll see it. Don't
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Yeah,
Let me be pissed off by going to your page.
Yeah, so we want to do
but
stuff
pissed
like
off in a
that.
good way and be like, that goddamn Donte. But you know what's so funny? Once you told us your particular styles, now I can go back and look at the photos and say, Ahmad did that.
Yep.
Donte did
This
that.
makes sense.
Okay. Let's see your testing.
We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that in the private. We'll do that.
What's funny is, I think you'll be surprised, because I think what has happened over this past like 10 months is that we have become, again, like very intuitive. So like sometimes I can say to him, pull back, and he'll know exactly what angle I'm talking about, or he can say to me, pull in, and I know exactly what angle he's talking about. So we've been able to,
That's so scary.
It's scary because
I'll be shooting, he'll be like, "Dang, come right here." I'll be like, "Got it."
Oh, have that? Like, yo, come see it from where I'm standing.
Like,
Or what he'll do is he'll just say, take the camera. Because I don't see what you see, and I'll get the cheek. So we do that a lot too.
Yeah.
We're more alike than we are different.
Wow.
There's also moments. There's also moments too where, like, if we see each other getting irritated with the talent, I just walk him like, all right. I'll grab the camera, or he'll go.
Same. That's usually my job, because he's the one like.
Because I'm like, what?
What is she? Why is this? Yeah. Oh my God. We had this one time. It was terrible. So he kept trying to shoot this internet star like a model. So the photos were beautiful.
Because that's what the magazine wanted. So I kept
saying, that's not what she wants. So he go in again. I'm like, that's not what she wants. So he goes in again. She's like, I don't like. I'm like, okay, listen. She came in here with that short skirt, barely, reaching
the butt cheeks.
Yeah, with the heels the way she want. And then she squatted down. I said, now shoot her like that.
That's what she wants.
She was like, oh, I was like, see, that's what she wants.
But the company wanted beauty shots. So first she said she wanted to do modeling. So I took out the long lens, and she's like, why are you so close? I'm like, I'm getting a beauty shot. She said, can you back up? It was like, are you serious?
I was like, it's not what she wants.
And so she kept looking at the photos. She said, I don't like them. I said, why? She said, they were great photos.
These are the best photos he's ever taken.
But there were no booties in the shot.
There was no booty in the shot. It was just like,
but when she got those shots, she started jumping up and down in her heels. So,
we've been there. That type of
without giving any names, give us one of your most difficult shoots.
That's hard.
Not that hard.
Yeah.
See, Donte, I'm gonna talk to Donte on Clubhouse, because Donte was telling me the real shit.
I mean, I would say the shoot. I can tell you why it was difficult.
Yeah.
The one that I'm thinking. It was actually exactly kind of similar to what you're speaking of. The talent wanted one thing, and the magazine wanted something else. Yes. And it's very hard, especially when the talent has shot a lot. When they've shot a lot, they have a very, very particular way of being shot. And if that's not what the magazine wants, it's kind of, we're in the middle. So really, we are being the liaison, because on this particular shoot, the client is talking to us. Like, they're like, that's not it.
The people that was supposed to be being a liaison weren't being the liaison. So we had to kind of be the liaison, do more than what we came here to do.
Yeah. Well, that would be probably that's generally the toughest. Usually the tougher shoots are miscommunications, where somebody didn't say something, or we weren't included on some conversation.
So who becomes the bulldog on set?
I'm more so the bulldog. I'll take that ownership, because I think it depends. See, Dante has a different way of getting things done than me. I am more, let's just talk about it and get it done, but it's very professional. Dante's sometimes like, I'm going to instigate this until you do what I want you to do. And
Dante, that's my boy.
So we kind of have a dual link.
Like, it's just a conversation away from understanding. So it's like, that doesn't make, let's talk. What do you want?
And Dante, as you get older, it'll get worse.
But see, like, there's also certain things to where, like, I kind of take things differently than he does.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but what I've been learning from him is how to handle it differently. So I'm like, I may see something happen, I'm like, that was completely disrespectful. He's like, I don't know if it's disrespectful, but let's give him one more chance. And he do it again, and I'm just like,
then I can't defend him anymore. So,
but I'm like, okay, I'm out. So now this happened. Like, how should we handle it? He's like, okay, we should handle it this way. So we handle it that way, and it all ends up turning out great. But it's like we learn so much from each other, and I've been learning recently that instigating may not be the best route.
Yeah, sometimes being a bull in the china shop isn't always the way.
Yeah, like
I had to learn that too.
Oh my God.
So we're at the point of my interview where I do the give me 3 adjectives that describes you as a duo.
3 each or 3 all together?
No, together. I want together. I want them together.
Okay.
I'll say the first one.
Okay.
Elevated.
Oh, nice.
I'll say glamorous.
Okay.
Glamorous?
Glamorous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personal would be my third one.
I like that.
Nice.
I like that.
Okay. I can roll with those.
Now,
I can roll with those.
We need a photo.
Not yet.
No.
Last question. This is the last question. These are always for the gearhead. My gearhead is the last question. What's in your bag?
We have our own. Well, okay. To be clear, we rent a lot of our equipment because we're traveling so much. So I'll say our go-to stuff would be. Right now, we've shot with our Canon 5DS or Canon Mark IV are usually our go-to, unless it's an advertising job, and we may go to we would go to a medium format. Lens-wise, we have to have an 85 millimeter 1.2. Have to have a 24-70.
7200.
Have to have a 7200.
If we're feeling really spicy, we may go for a 300.
Yeah, we
He says spicy.
Yeah, we've done a 300 for it. We may do, and if it's spicy on my end, we may do a 1635 or a fisheye. We're pro photo heads, so we always have some either like Pro 10 packs or
because they have been showing you guys a lot.
Yeah, we I would say like we use them a lot. Like we definitely like we use them a lot, and we shout them out a lot and promote them a lot.
Yeah.
Not to say nobody else doesn't, but yeah. So we use Pro Photo a lot. In terms of a modifier, Elechrome 72-inch Elechrome Octobox is our go-to.
We got Zoom
Spot, Photech soft lighter. We have that on set no matter the shoot,
no
matter what we do.
Yeah, I think those are our 3.
Yeah, like those are kind of like if we had to, without going into a shoot blind, we would have those 3 no matter what the shoot is, because we know how we can work those. On the low end, I would say we don't. The sun, like we shoot natural light a lot. We've been shooting natural light a lot. And then like I guess things to make stuff soft on set, like scrims and stuff. Like those would be our
You sound like photographer. Well, that was our last question, and we have to do one more thing.
We need a 3-second pause because we need a dope photo because we messed up on one interview and we had the talent like.
Loretta Loretta was like, "Yo, gave me a fucked up headshot."
Dish it down. So come together.
We all come together.
Let's do this.
That's it. Ready? We're gonna count to 3. You ready? Oh, look at the eyes.
There we go.
Ready?
Model, ready? Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, and hold it. Got it.
Thank you so much for having us.
This is
I want to
fun.
thank you guys.
Thank you guys so
for
much
allowing us to give you your flowers.
Yeah, you guys are incredible. Keep pushing.
Keep doing it. Show the magic to the young photographers out there, and make us old photographers feel jealous.
I'm not there yet. I'm still a millennial.
Oh,
I'm not there yet.
Hey.
But all in all, we proud of you guys. We
Yes.
we will keep rooting you on. Keep being amazing. Keep showing Black excellence. Keep striving, and we'll definitely meet you when COVID stops.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you.
And
Look
keep
forward
your
to
ass
that.
in Atlanta and tell them we're available.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
God.
We'll do that.
We'll
Don't
think
be,
about that.
don't be
So much,
surprised when
gentlemen.
the opportunity comes.
Well, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.